Do you believe that what you want is becoming? Then your desires are pleasing to you, aren't they? Because the desire that you believe, that you anticipate, that you are watching evolve, that you are enjoying the path as it unfolds, those desires are so good feeling. A desire that you doubt, you'd like to take back, but you can't, because you can't regress. You can't desire something less than life has caused you to focus into being. And that's because as life helped you to focus it into being, it bees. You don't know that it bees because you can't see it or hear it or smell it or taste it or touch it yet. But it exists. It bees. It is a vibrational reality that is calling you. And when you let yourself move in the direction of it, oh, you feel good. That's ease. Sometimes it's excitement, anticipation, eagerness. It feels so good to move in the direction of your desire. That's what your path is. Your path is a steady, we started to say, or Esther started to find the word for what she thought we meant, entrance. But your path isn't an entrance to more. Your path is now the culmination of all that you are. Your path is it, really. Your path and where you step next, that's it, because here you are. That's it. Then here you are. That's it. So often you're on your way to some place other than where you are. In other words, you want to be someplace else. But there is a path between where you are and someplace else that is always it. In other words, life is now, life is now, life is now. And we don't want to hurt your feelings or upset you at all. And yet, it seems important to tell you you're never going to get to where you think you're going, because that's it. Where you are is it. It's the culmination of what you are allowing, and it's what life is for you. How much of all that you've become are you allowing here and now? Because that's it. Because tomorrow never comes. Have you noticed? Every time it gets here, it is today. Tomorrow never ever comes, and your desires never really get here fully, because in every moment you are becoming more. Ooh, give in to that. And live happily ever after, and no longer be someone who laments the gap between where you are and where you think you want to be, because where you are is where you are. What are you doing about your mood about where you are? If you are feeling unpleasant about where you are, your path is just going to keep being unpleasant, 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 unpleasant. If you say, oh, I'll feel pleasant when I get to where I'm going, we want to say to you, that isn't how it works, because an unpleasant path doesn't lead to a happy anything. It's now, it's now, it's now, it's now, it's now. It's now. That's annoying, isn't it? It's now. It's now. It's just, it's now. It's now. It's now. It's going to take a while. It's forever. It's now, it's now, it's now, it's now. So, and by the now, what we mean is, now is the intersection, it's the junction where you, in your mood right here and now, in your attitude right here and now, meaning in your emotional response to your vibrational offering now, you right here now are rendezvousing, because you can't stop, because we never stop being there to meet you. Sometimes when Esther's in a bad mood, she knows that the reason that she feels the bad mood is because we're there and we're in a different mood than she is. In other words, we're happy. We know all is well. And if she is thinking otherwise, she feels the tension. And that is what she would describe as her negative emotion. And sometimes she's tried it a lot over the years, but we've never given in to her, and she's almost ready to stop trying to get us to join her in the lower vibration. Esther, we're not coming. Your only choice is to join us in the higher vibration. And sometimes she will say, well, if you were here where I am, witnessing what I'm witnessing, you wouldn't be quite so frisky. And we say, there's a message there. We're not coming because we don't want to feel like you feel. We're going to stay in our knowing of what is, not in your deprivation of your knowing of what is. If you don't feel good, it's only because you have a difference of opinion between who you really are and what you really know right here and now. Who you really are is loving that person you have found reason to hate. Esther would say, Abraham, let me give you details. Perhaps you will come to your senses and change your mind, because this unconditional love crap seems unreasonable to me. And that really is the key right there, isn't it? It isn't that we deny the contrasting conditions of your environment. It's just that we don't find resonance with them. You are source energy in physical bodies. You are extensions of source energy. And the larger part of you remains in that high, pure frequency that you would describe with emotional words like love or joy or exhilaration, passion. So as you are focused here on whatever it is that has your attention in any moment in time, there is the potential of blending with the perspective that Source holds about what you're looking at or not. But the thing that we want to emphasize in a way that you will feel now and remember maybe always is that Source is focused with you here and now. You're never out there on the bleeding edge without the resources of Source. Source is always focused with you. That's why you feel emotion. When you feel glorious, that means your perspective, your opinion, the way you're looking at it and the way Source is looking at it is same. That's why you feel the resonance that is reflected or interpreted by your positive feeling emotion. But if you feel fear or hatred or anger or any of those not good feeling emotions, no matter what the degree of them is, it means that to some degree you have chosen for yourself a perspective that does not blend with what you really know. Now, how did you come to know what you know? Through life experience. In other words, here you are, an extension of Source energy, sifting through the variety of your time and space. And when you know what you don't want, someone's rude, or you don't have enough of something, you automatically know what you prefer. In other words, if someone's rude, you'd like them to be nicer. If you're rude, you'd like to be nicer. If you don't have enough of something that you want it. If you have something you don't want, you want the improvement. In other words, you're always synthesizing life and coming to these desires. And the Source within you, that's how Source has become this knowing, pure positive energy, expansive being. It's through life experience. The difference between you, as you stand in your physical form, and Source, as Source stands in your physical form, the difference is that once you move to an improved vibration from your inner being standpoint, you maintain it. In other words, your inner being, when you know what you don't want, know what you want, holds that new placeholder, so to speak. So the more life you live, and you have lived so much life, you have no idea, then the more you have become this clear being who knows your value and your worthiness. And do you know that the majority of negative emotion that you or anyone you know feels ever is because in some moment in time you have forgotten who you really are, how valuable you are, how perfect you are, how expanded you are, how loved you are. And in your defensiveness or in your comparative nature, you are feeling the gap between that knowledge of who you are and whatever silly story you've made up in the moment to keep yourself from being all that you really are. So that's the story of your emotional guidance system. You are two perspectives, but don't want to be. You want to be one. But not all the time, because sometimes you want contrast in order to cause expansion. In other words, if you wanted to remain exactly as you were, you would not have come forth into this physical body where contrast causes you to become more. We just want you to understand that the reason that there are 3 steps to this expansive creative process is because you're here doing an important step of step 1. You're dealing with the contrast. You're living the contrast. You're coming to new conclusions about what would be improved. That's what the evolution of all species is about. How could it be better? Because in an expansive, eternal universe, it must continue to become more. It can't stand still. You understand that? That's easy to hear, isn't it? It must become more and is all the time. The only question question that you want to ask and answer for yourself is, am I allowing myself to continue to become all that I've become? I've expanded vibrationally. So we have set out to explain to you in ways that you can really feel how this all works. We say to you that contrast causes you to want something more than you have right now, to want more people in the world to be living happily ever after. You want that, don't you? More of them eating, more of them sleeping peacefully, more of them living happily ever after, more of them understanding their value, more of them knowing who they really are. We know that you want these things. And as life causes you one by one, experience by experience, to launch these what we've been calling rockets of desire, the larger part of you, the inner being part of you, stands in this vibrational reality, being what you have asked for the moment that you ask for it. And you know why there is that instant manifestation for the inner being part of you? Because the inner being part of you holds no beliefs that prevent it from happening right now. That's the most important thing we've ever said to anyone. Did you hear it? There is an instant becoming when you ask for something vibrationally, because vibrationally speaking, there is no resistance that is preventing it. And it is only your resistance, it's only your doubt, it's only your contradictory thought, it's only your, I want it, but I don't believe I can have it. I want it, but it's hard to get it. I want it, but I've never had it. I want it, but it's illogical. It's just that other thing you do that steps all over what you want that keeps it from manifesting in your experience, but it doesn't stop it from manifesting vibrationally in ours. Now, you may not want to use the word manifesting with vibrationally, but we do. Because by manifesting, we mean becoming in a way that we can experience it fully. And we get it. That for you to experience something fully, that you want it to manifest in a way that you can see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it. We say to you, you launch these rockets, they're gathered in this vibrational reality. You've been very kind and patient with us, watching us wave Esther's arms around. There's this vortex. Wrote a whole book about it. Did you read it? There's this vortex. There's vortex. It's this vibrational reality, and everything that you want is in there, and your inner being is in there too. And you've been lovely about it. And after a while, you began thinking, and sometimes saying, mostly thinking things like, all right, enough with the vortex. Enough with the vortex. I'll accept maybe that stuff is in there that I want. But Abraham, I'd like the money that's in there to come out of the vortex and get into my bank account. I'd like a manifestation that is tangible, that is livable, that is provable, that is reliable, that is observable, that is reality. Reality in the way that I mean reality in my physical form. And we want to say to you, we are saying to you, we want to never say anything other than this to you. That's happening all day, every day, to the degree that you are vibrationally up to speed with what's in there. So how does the vibrational reality that you're creating all day, every day, how does it come into your bank account? How do the relationships become? How does the experience that you want to live become tangible? How do you turn those thoughts to things? How does that happen? We say it happens by your vibrational adjustment, which means it happens by your mood elevation, which means it happens by your awareness of how you feel. It happens by your wanting to feel good. It happens by you wanting so much to feel good that you're willing to emphasize the thoughts that do and de-emphasize the thoughts that don't. And after a while of giving more detail to what feels good and less detail to what doesn't feel good, you will have modified or bridged slowly the beliefs that you hold that have been hindering you, that have been keeping you from allowing what's in your vibrational reality to move to a recognizable realization, to a realization, being serenaded, to a realization. Sometimes the word, it will be revealed to you, turns up in your environment. But we want to say, rather than it's revealed to you, because it's always being revealed to you, you realize what's being revealed to you. In other words, you realize the perspective that Source holds. And that's another way of saying you recognize the path. You recognize the path to where you want to be. You recognize the path to your expanded beingness. You recognize the path to your bliss, the path to your joy, the path to what you have become. You may still be, and it's all right, at the place where what you really want is just to be able to create what you want.